Order in the, I love doing that. Order in the court. Again, the second time in my life I've said that legitimately. I don't know where to proceed. There should be an agenda. What do we got? Call to order. Mr. Navarro, please guide us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Actually, we'll do roll call if you don't mind.
Pledge of Allegiance. Just joking. Go ahead.
Jose J.D. Gonzalez.
Present.
William Joseph Palumbo.
Present.
Donato Ramos Jr.
Here.
Jesse Gonzalez.
Present.
Blas M. Martinez Jr. John D. Beckelheimer.
Present.
Jose Salvador Tellez Sr.
He's present. He's inside.
Oh, okay, he's present. Sylvia Bruni.
Present.
Alfonso Boyer Ornelas.
Present.
Daniel Tijerina Jr.
I'm here.
Nathan R. Bratton.
He's inside.
He's here.
He's present.
Eliud Garcia.
Here.
Guillermo Memo Castro.
Here.
Gilbert Garcia. George Ogelt. And Regina Portillo.
Present.
For the record, we do have a quorum, Mr. Chairman.
Great. I guess we proceed now to the Pledge of Allegiance. Is that correct? Pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great. The next item is consider approval of the minutes of meeting of December the 8th, 2021. Mr. Navarro, do you want to handle that?
If there's any corrections that anybody sees or any notes they want to make, then let us know. If not, we'll entertain a motion.
Second that motion.
Motion made and seconded. I don't know the proper procedural jargon. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Thank you very much. Takes us to the next item, citizens' comments. I don't know whether or not we have any citizens that have any comments, any registered.
Nobody is registered.
Okay, great. So we move on to the next item, which is item 6, discussion with possible action on the development of the Laredo Redistricting Report Plan Maps as required by the City of Laredo City Charter Section 10.06 and any matters incident thereto. And I guess we can go ahead and proceed with that. Is that right, Mr. Navarro?
Yes, sir.
Before we begin, I just want to first thank everyone for being here. It's a holiday Tuesday, Christmas just passed, New Year's is around the corner. For the record, I did not set the meeting on this day. I am absolutely blaming Mr. Navarro.
There you go.
And only Mr. Navarro.
I had nothing else to do. I'm not traveling anywhere, so I figured, it's okay.
So this is a true testament to the desire and passion upon which all of us committee members have to the system of But anyway, thank everyone for being here. I actually think it's Mr. Martinez's birthday. I heard a rumor and he's not with us. Maybe he'll show up here later or not, but happy birthday to him.
Yeah.
So thank everyone for being here. Hopefully, we can, in my opinion, we made a lot of progress. Last time I know that there were some procedural legal issues on the county and some of their precincts, and I'm sure people can fill us in on that. But my understanding is that we were about 4% approximately away the last time, which was tremendous progress, and I'm cautiously optimistic that we can hopefully get past the finish line here today. But Mr. Navarro, go ahead and take it from there.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we want to, I know you were talking about how everybody's here, but it does show that there's some responsibility on everybody's part, not to discourage Mr. Martinez, it's his birthday, I understand that, but everybody for being here, we want to thank you all for doing this. I know this is volunteer. A couple of you are getting paid, right? No one's getting paid? It's all volunteer work, so thank you for your time. Mr. Rios, where we left off last time was with modified Plan C. And Plan C got us to 12.12% deviation, right? Deviation for the map. So you're correct. We are getting closer to that number. 10% is actually the number we need. There were some some comments about making some changes. I think some of you have been updated by maybe your councilman or whatever to discuss. So I don't know, if you want to take them in order, Mr. Chairman. If there is a member of this committee that'd like to make a comment, so we can get the ball rolling, we don't have to do the introductions, we could just go ahead and go right into it.
Sure, and I see Mr. Diaz raising his hand. The only thing I would ask for is some sort of order. I think last time what we talked about was either doing it by precinct or otherwise. I don't know how many comments there's gonna be, but I guess we can just try to take it one at a time. Before we get there, though, I wanna make sure that I understand procedurally and legally what our goal is today. So my understanding is that our goal is to make sure that we get either 10% or 9.99% of discrepancy, or whatever the proper word is. And that, at that point, would be where we can make a recommendation to the city council that we've achieved this commission's goal. Is that legally correct, Mr. Rios?
That is correct, Mr. Chairman. The law is not more than 10%. In other words, you can have 10%, but not more.
Okay, great. Mr. Diaz, I know you had your hand up, would you like to say?
Yeah, as a point of information, Mr. Breton pointed out something to me at the last meeting that I went back and did a little research, and I need to point it out to everybody that I believe it's section 42.072, I believe, which says that any municipality that has its general elections during the general elections for the county or state or federal has to follow the precinct lines of the county. It has to use the same precinct lines, which may put a damper on some of your little, if I may use the word, excuse me, negotiations to split precincts up. You may not be able to do it because the state law says you have to follow the counties, and I keep saying ours, although I resigned as of the 17th of December, but I'm still identifying with the county. You have to follow our precincts if you do your elections in November. Had the city stuck to keeping its elections in May, you didn't have to. But since you're following, your elections are in November, you have to follow the precincts as they were drawn up by the county map. I just point that out as point of information.
Thank you, and I would like to ask Mr. Brandon a question as well along those same lines. So my very basic, non-expert understanding is that last time, we kind of talked about what we talked about, and then we were about 4% away, and then we were gonna be subject to some of the county's precinct final determinations, which I believe has occurred, right? And so my question now to Mr. Brandon and whoever else, I know we have Commissioner here as well. How close are we, based on what the hard work that we did the last time? Can we use most of that work now that we have finalized the county precinct maps? Do they coincide, essentially, is what I'm asking? Mr. Bratton.
Here's the problem. What we don't have is a precinct by precinct number for the population, which would be nice to have. Okay, so the new precincts that the county did are from larger precincts. Obviously, they're carved out. Once they split those precincts into new precincts, we don't know what those numbers are. I would assume Mr. Rios has that level of detail in his database.
It's in your packet, the population by voting precinct,
But
by new voting precinct.
when I looked at those, it doesn't show the precincts, it shows these huge chunks. And it's hard to see those smaller precincts that were created and what the numbers are. To answer your question, where we stopped last time, my recollection is we had not split any precincts. We had moved full precincts around. We had moved a whole bunch from 1 to 2 and 2 to 3, and I think one got moved from 8 to 7, but it was the entire precinct. And I think as long as we follow that, which is kind of what we agreed to do, to stick with those precincts and move those first, we have a better chance of staying within the parameters of, whatever legal rules there are.
Okay.
I do know that at least one person called me and said that they had looked at some other cities. I think they said they've looked at Dallas, Austin, I don't know about Houston, but they've given me 4 cities, and they said that there were like 4 criteria that those cities recommended strongly. And of the 4, the one that popped out to me was the one that said, don't split precincts. Try to keep them intact. And there's a couple of reasons, obviously. When you get your precincts at that level, there's those communities of interest that you want to preserve. I mean, it's very difficult. Like when we're talking about splitting Clark into half and half, and it's such a busy street and so forth, and to have 2 different council people looking at that area didn't kind of make sense. It makes sense on a less commercialized area and so forth. So, can we do it? I think yes. What I saw in the packet that came to us this time is something called a modified C plan, and it has a lot of split precincts. I don't know if y'all noticed that, in this new one.
Yeah, let's make sure we're all looking at
Yeah,
the same, map.
So what I noticed was that, it kind of threw me for a loop.
And which one is that, just so I can,
It's
what's the title of it?
it's called proposed district modified C or something?
Proposed District C.
Huh?
Proposed District C.
Oh,
Proposed districts C.
So
And
it's
so
modified
if you,
at the very beginning?
it's, the top of it says proposed districts C.
Oh, that's the prior one.
Well, even that one, no, I've lost it here, I had it a minute ago.
well, let's, Mr.
But
Rios.
if you will look, okay, there's a perfect example right up there. You can see that light green, dark green,
Right.
Yeah?
and you can see the gray lines. You can see how those are split, right? You're splitting those little precincts. What is it, 360, 309 is split between, I guess that's 4 and 5. And we shouldn't be, I don't recollect doing that kind of split from our last meeting. We were removing whole precincts. So how is it that we end up with splits? We should not.
We did split a couple of portions, I remember section 8, and this, Regina.
She asked for the whole thing to go.
The whole
She asked for the whole thing to go.
Section, I know 5 and 6, we had a little section of Del Mar cut out as well, so there was some small portions that we did cut out.
Yeah, and I can't positively vote for those. I think you gotta keep your precincts intact, because otherwise you're gonna really run up the cost of any election.
So, from a legal standpoint, Mr. Rios, I'd like to get your legal
You can't do
opinion.
it, who's gonna tell you? You can't do it.
I think, yes, my understanding of the law is that you do want to make your districts as much coterminous with the existing county voting precincts for election purposes, as much as possible. Realistically, it's not possible in every instance, because you have to split some voting precincts. You've got single-member districts, and you've got 50 somewhat voting precincts. But the law is, as much as possible, to try and be coterminous with the existing voting precincts.
So, for example, this is my basic understanding, let's assume, and I think you may have mentioned this, obviously, we'll try our best to stay within precincts, but if for some reason we were in a situation where, for example, a deadlock or whatever you want to phrase it, at that point, does the law allow for some splitting of precincts?
Oh, yes, absolutely, because it's probably not possible to not split any precincts.
Okay.
The city limit lines may not be coterminous with the county voting precincts.
Okay,
And that's a split, and you can't fix that.
Right.
okay.
But I think when you get to that point, it's farther down the line. You know, once you've moved all the precincts that you can move, and you can look at it and say, it really is not gonna work, we're gonna have to do this. I don't think we were there yet. I mean, we were at a point where when we stopped, of looking at additional precincts that were being brought in to see whether or not those could be moved or adjusted. So when you end up with all the splits showing up, I don't recall us getting to that point.
Well,
We didn't give it the full effort to move all the precincts that we needed to move. Why? Because we don't know the precinct numbers of these new precincts.
well, the only thing I would add to what I've said so far is that was much more important in the days in the past, because nowadays, when you get your voter registration card, it tells you exactly what commissioner precinct and what city council precinct you voted. It tells you precisely where. Back in the old days, you didn't have that. You have to try and figure it out. And for the convenience, you want to make sure that you had all the voting precincts coterminous with your election precincts. But nowadays, with the software and everything, Your voter registration card tells you exactly where you're voting.
So, is that correct, Mr. Diaz? I mean, can we get it down to that level where you can have a split precinct like that and tell them that, you know, you live in the top part of this precinct, you're gonna go to 4 or 3 or whatever, and vice versa?
Let me just make two comments. Number one, I think the election code law, and I didn't bring my election code with me, unfortunately, and I'm not as computer literate as some other people are. I'm electronically challenged, so if anybody wanted to look up the section that I quoted, it would tell you that you have to follow the same precincts if you have your elections in November as a municipality with the county. Okay? Now, Mr. Bratton made a comment about a call that he got, which maybe is from the same person that I got a call, and we got into a little debate. A lot of the concerns that everybody has, just remember, we're not under Title V, I think it was Title V of the Civil Rights Act, where we have to take a lot of things into consideration when we divide or create precincts. Because we're, for the most part, a very homogeneous community. We don't have the diversity that other communities have. So I have to give the opinion that we don't have to be concerned about how many redheads live in precinct 340 or not, you know, so it doesn't matter. So the person who made that call to me bent my ear for an hour until I said, well, we're not under obligation anymore to report. But I still say that, and I asked Mr. Navarro this, you were supposed to receive a new map with the way the county precincts were gonna be drawn up. There were some splitting of counties, of precincts in our own map, which I would have thought perhaps once you received our new county map, you would have transcribed it over the old ones to see where it jived with what we were discussing the last time. Like there was something that we were discussing here that happened at the county level before it was even brought here. There was one precinct where last time you were trying to take a portion of it and create a new precinct. Well, that happened on the county map without them even knowing that you were gonna bring it up here. So that's what I thought, you know, and I would have asked if you could have had the county map, precinct map transcribed over the city map the way it was right now to see how it corresponds with the population.
We have that in the computer.
You-
We have that.
Okay.
What we could do, this is a suggestion, is we can start with Plan C modified. I'll put the voting precinct maps, the new voting precinct maps on it, and you can make whatever adjustments you feel are necessary.
Why don't, I suggest, I suggest, yeah, we do that. Let's go ahead and start there. And maybe just for sake of order, we can quickly go precinct 1 to 8 and just see if there's comments from the different committee members as to each of that. So if you don't mind pulling that up, Mr. Rios.
If we can, well, so we split, one of the precincts in District 6. That's one of them that you were talking about.
Well, wait a minute. If you go back and look at what you sent us, there are more splits than just that, okay? So if you're gonna split it, I get it, if it needs to be done because the numbers don't work any other way. But what I think Mr. Diaz is saying, and what I'm gonna add on to it is this. Take us back to the map that we stopped at our last meeting with the overlay of the new districts.
It's right in
Or
front
the
of
new
you.
precincts. Okay,
The-
without any other changes into it, no other creep or splits or anything else. So we can look at that
Let's see if the representatives.
and, and see what that shows, right?
Exactly.
The county districts died with the
Right.
proposed city.
That's the
And
map
and
in front
mainly
of you.
because there were a lot of changes made in 1 and
The
3,
the red line
8 also.
are the new voting precincts.
Okay.
And obviously the color is Plan C modified.
Okay.
Okay. So why don't we just go precinct by precinct, beginning with District 1, and see if there's any comments from anyone as to maybe we need to zoom out a little bit.
We'll start with District 1.
Yes, please.
Come in.
Yeah, we'll just go in order from 1 to 8. You could just zoom out a little bit further, please.
Sure.
The one is the
34 is the largest one. Look at that.
Is that as far as you can zoom out?
No,
Yeah, 32. No. Yeah, 33. I keep looking at it.
And on District 1 on this map, okay, is the gray color, is that correct?
that's correct.
Okay, can you zoom out a little bit further, please? Just so we can get the entire boundary.
There's this split here. Is that a, if you'll stop, hold on, stop right there. Look at 159, 169, and 176. There's some blue shoved over into the gray, if you will. Looks like something from 2 leaking over into 1. Is that a color issue, or is that actually, what is that blue there? You see that?
Yes, that's the actual district. If it's in color, it's in the color of the district. District 2 is blue, so that line right there, that area right there is in District 2.
And what precinct is it in?
Precinct 1.
Voting precinct?
Voting precinct.
159 or 169?
So shouldn't that line go up around that and incorporate that?
If you want, yes.
I mean,
I'm just giving you what you adopted last time. We didn't have the red lines yet.
I see.
Can we,
But it hasn't changed. I mean, that line was the same, wasn't it? Or no? I think you should put it into where it goes without
can we-
splitting precinct.
can we zoom in first so we could see? 'Cause
Yes.
I know Ejido should be a boundary. It's always been a boundary. Look at this map here, Nathan. And you'll see that blue has like a little hook.
What is it, what's the title of that map?
Is it the original map?
2020 Plan C modified.
I just want to make sure we're all able to look at the same
And
thing.
it's got, population by DTD.
Yeah, population by DTD. The only reason I bring that up is because if you look down at the blue, you'll see there's a little hook to it.
Yes.
Specific to that blue.
Which map is it, 40?
Read the title, it's 2020 Plan C modified, is that correct?
Population by DTD.
Yes, so this one, Nathan. Okay.
So, I have a question. You see that little jog? I see it, and it's matching what we have on the computer. Was this in the benchmark map? Is this in existence right now, or is it something that we have the benchmark, Boyer? Can you pull up the benchmark and?
One here.
Where's that?
That's fine, I can put it in front of me too, whatever's easy. Perfect.
I just see it on. We'll forget these two guys.
Maybe if they can focus on it, the guys showing
I'm happy to
the
put it in front
camera.
of myself. Here,
Can you focus on that map?
Well, it doesn't
Let
match.
me put it right here by the
I'm gonna break it, 'cause it'll block
That's what I'm
it.
saying.
Round 4.
Look at
Go
this.
ahead.
This should go like that. That's the way it is then.
Yeah. That's this is that.
This way.
So, so I understand, but this map is the same that what is this compared
That's
to
the
what we're seeing?
benchmark, that's
the
current.
old map. That's current.
That's what we have right now without
Okay,
changes.
okay.
That's,
Well, that's the question that Commissioner Gonzalez had. So,
Can you focus on him?
This is the original.
There you go. There he goes.
so 169, since District 1 needed to lose some, I believe, because we didn't do that change, I believe it was already included before we started going back and forth. So this was, that change was already there, coming from staff, if I remember correctly. It jives because 2 needed to grow, 1 needed to shrink a little bit. I just don't know about that hook. I mean, if it's gonna be difficult, because now we see the new lines, 176 being a new voting precinct. Is it easier for us, and this is for staff, is it easier for us just to push it back to the square? To make it look.
169 boundary?
Well, it's to the point that Mr. Bratton had, that small group of people will be voting in precinct 176. 176 is gonna have 2 different ballots at the polling site. And that little group right there is actually voting for, the District 1 candidate.
Hold on, if you, I'm sorry.
Sorry, District 2 candidate.
Could we just let it slide it back?
I think so.
Can
Can we see the population on that little sliver?
Right.
That's
Yeah, what are we
encroaching
talking
into
about?
one seventy-six?
Well, that they send on your.
Yeah, what if we just put it into one
That
seventy-six?
if they send them the voting card and you live
What does
here,
that do to our numbers?
they lo van a mandar
You
ahí.
mean 169?
That little-
Oh, yeah, no.
No.
Appendage going to 176, he said.
Yeah, what if we shaded it gray so it's part of one seventy-six? What does it do to the numbers for 1 and 2?
And that goes to District 3, right?
It's already.
Oh, between 1 and 2.
Oh, two, sorry.
It goes to 2, yes.
Is it already included in the number or not?
It is.
Is it already included in one seventy-six?
The numbers up on top are what's showing. I'm going to change them right now because I'm moving that area into District 1.
Okay,
You look at the numbers on top, they change.
so you're saying that that blue that is on the other side of that red line is actually still in which council?
Right now, it's in District 2, pursuant to what we decided to do last time.
This was before the commission met, the committee met, this proposed change. So we left it alone because it needed to happen anyways. I wanna see the boundary, which is the actual street, which is ejido? Is it the red line
You want me to move this?
or is it the green line?
Move it?
If you could zoom
Can
in,
you
please.
zoom in just so I can see the streets?
Used to be, probably because one seventy-six is.
So ejido's the red one?
Is it a huge?
Ejido's the green line
No,
over
no,
here.
it's the,
No,
it's
that-
the red.
The green line looks like Mercedes.
Mercedes Drive.
Right.
It's
Because I
ar-
went from the bottom, you go up, it says Ejido from.
It's Argent something, ARG something or
Oh,
other.
you're right, Boyer, it does say Ejido there.
Yeah.
Ejido at the bottom.
So Ejido is
Trying to see
taking
what
that
the
green
name of this
line.
red, the red line is not a street, is it?
No, it's the voting precinct.
Road trip. Mercedes, no.
If ejido's the green line, which it seems like it is, then
That's correct.
that's correct. We don't wanna move anything, it's,
Yeah.
it looks Oh, I see weird, but where it ejido flows. is, okay.
You see
Yeah.
where it's at?
Yeah, so this is actually, no, it's not, never mind. I was gonna say, this is, where Walmart is? Correct.
So do we
Going
want to move that
towards-
into District 1?
I think you should.
The way it is right now, if ejido is the green line, then it's good the way it is. It just looks weird, but it flows with
With the actual
the actual district, yeah. it flows with
Commissioner,
the
where do
actual
you
district.
see Ejido on the green line? Am I not
Go
looking
to
at
the
this?
very,
Ah,
the
okay.
bottom.
Caroline Street.
Then what's Mercedes
Vertical.
Drive? What's this?
I think it's a couple blocks away.
I think if you zoom in more, it'll make more sense.
Okay.
As it zooms out.
Oh, it's actually the white line that's
The
next to the
white line is
green.
Ejido.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
so then, yeah, that's a correct boundary, the way it's split up
Yeah,
like that.
because even on the, I'm right here, it's saying
Oh, there it is. So
Ejido.
this is Ejido.
The green line is a Ejido?
yeah.
But it splits the
Or the
precincts.
actual white
Oh,
one.
so where are you seeing? So the county put a precinct
Right now,
line on the other
it-
side.
It pops up, if you click.
So is, the question is there any other comments to precinct 1, District 1, other than this?
I had one more, so that one makes sense. I had one more. If we move it up to 231, I see it happen almost the same. If it is the same and it flows like this one, then it's just the shading that looks off. 231, it's further up east, northeast.
Oh, right there.
This is the one. I just don't remember it encroached by Copper Hills, but if it is, then it's fine.
Yeah, but it was, they zoom that precinct or no?
They shouldn't.
You want me to zoom out?
Yeah, it should have, yeah, it should have.
Find 231, he said. If it made it a little bit bigger, then you need to bring it back.
Yeah.
I don't remember it flowing like that. Then go into the gray to the right. Yeah, they walk.
Más para evitar.
Más para allá.
By leaving it there, you're running the number up still on the one.
31 there.
There it is,
Commissioner,
231.
by leaving that little bit there, instead of moving it over to follow the precinct, if you move it, you can further reduce the population number in 1. Not by a lot, but enough, it helps to reduce that number.
Well, it's
And then
current,
you follow the precincts.
but it's currently at 2, you would throw it back to 1. It'll gain population 1. The blue is 2.
Yeah, blue is 2 and
That's what I'm saying, well, if it's
Gray
like
is
that,
1.
that's fine.
the blue. So if you move back into 2, the 31 goes up and the 34 goes down.
No, it isn't 2 right now. You would want to move it back to 1, it's gonna increase the population. It is currently on 2, that little sliver, it belongs to 2 now. So if you give it back to 1, it'll increase 1. I mean, it might not be a lot.
We may wanna see the difference in population, just to see if it's worth it.
What was the other question for 231?
31.
So, okay, so we're in 231. Did that one grow to the east?
That makes sense.
Because now I see it encroaching into Concord Hills, where before, I don't think it did that much. It maybe had a sliver before.
So that's Concord Hills right here.
Are you saying at the end of our last meeting, it was different than this?
I wanna say, I don't remember it this way.
So the red number is the new voting precinct. The old number is the black one.
So then all that salmon color down there on the, should be in one? Is that
No,
right?
I think we need to go further up. Can we drag it up?
Yeah, 359 up there somewhere, so we can kind of get an
All of that, oh.
Yeah, because that would be three, that's right.
There's a
Now we need to see where
There's a
Concord
big
Hills
split
is.
right there.
Concord Hills is to the right.
They will if you do that.
right here.
It should be Arkansas on
Here's Concord
359.
Hills.
There's the problem. No, I see.
It's right there where it says,
Okay, that one looks different to what I saw.
Well, when, but we didn't
You
know.
raise it.
Move the map up.
Yes.
Just makes more sense.
No, it's fine. In one of the maps that was printed in our packet was different. It had Minutemen and a little bit of Concord Hills to one, and it shouldn't have been. But now I see it differently.
Yeah.
So we're good.
So aside from that, is there any other comments to District 1? Okay.
So I think in general, as was mentioned, we should keep the council districts as mirrored as possible to the voting precincts. Because even those little slivers, right, we have to make sure that they're really necessary, because otherwise, when a candidate runs for office, they get data from the elections office, they get data from national platforms, and those are all using voting precincts. So imagine a candidate, how are they going to block walk? How are they going to send out mailers if there's a tiny neighborhood that they can't easily reach unless they start cutting up the data line by line, address by address. So I think that we should try to keep the voting precincts intact.
I agree, and I think that's what the law provides. But what I want to try to do right now is get a survey of what we're dealing with, big picture, because ultimately, unfortunately, as much as we're all going to try for that, I think that, as the lawyer said, we're probably going to have to end up doing that at some point. So what I want to do right now, try to get a survey, get everyone's voice heard as to all the different precincts, and then we're going to probably have to come back and tweak things. But I hear what you're saying. So that's why, any other comments to?
Mr. Chairman, for District 1, I don't know if Mr. Gonzalez has any more comments, but I think we're good with District 1 the way it is.
Okay, great. So let's move on to District 2 then. Any comments on District 2?
No comments in District 2.
Okay, anyone?
Nope.
Okay.
No comments.
District 3, any comments on District 3? No? Oh, man, this is gonna be an easy meeting, gee. District 4.
Too soon.
District 4, any comments on District 4?
If District 4 is reflected in what this map indicates,
Which map is that, Mr. Tejas?
it says Laredo Plan C modified,
Concord Hills,
District 4, it was in the packet that it was on my desk.
District Rios, are you, okay, well, assuming it's that map, is there any comments in District 4?
If it's this map, we're okay.
Okay, so, Mr. Rios, I just wanna make sure that is that map that Mr. Tejas is holding up, the map that's reflected on the screen?
I sent out maps of Plan C individual districts, and I believe that's one of them.
Okay. Okay,
Our office didn't make individual, that came from.
okay. So then, any other comments in District 4? Okay, District 5, any comments in District 5?
Yeah, we had some comments on District 5, let's see.
Okay.
We were starting to get some pressure on that one because of the population, and I think that's where we stopped the last time.
That's right.
In fact, they were looking at crossing Del Mar, but instead of crossing Del Mar, what if we start heading west? Go down here, that's, Saunders would be the bottom one. Like, we're looking at Springfield, and Springfield is splitting, I believe that to be, is that Belmont?
Where
up
is
here?
Springfield? Oh, I see Springfield, okay. Maybe use numbers,
Okay,
Mr. Hernandez,
let's look at 308,
Okay.
because I think that's gonna get us the closest to that. 000308. There you go.
Mr. Ornelas, if I may,
Yes.
you made a comment that you didn't want to go north. Would it be best to remove the north in order for the population to go
Yeah,
down
let's-
so that you could?
That's where we were at last time. Instead, let's take off the 000343, which is north. That would be Del Mar. And let's look at 308 instead. There you go.
You wanna look at,
Remove that one
Return that to
and add
District
308.
put that back in 6, okay?
You're gonna
Yeah.
move that and
The only reason I say that's gonna
Yeah,
population
let's go
will
ahead.
drop and
We
then-
put it at 6.
That would be District 7. You'd be coming into our area.
It's gonna
You
be
see,
more.
you have north.
It's gonna be more.
No.
We're landlocked.
No, the problem is that
Yes.
up District 5 and District 6, potential growth is there, coming. District 7, 20% of the growth is warehousing.
Yes.
You're gonna take away a large number of our representatives right there.
No, we don't want to do that. We're just playing with the numbers right now. We're at 34. We're high on ours, Memo. So that has to come down, and that's why we're looking at 308 or, you tell me where else we go. We can't go down. We can't head east.
What is the numbers for District 5?
But they're going to change that,
We're
Daniel, the
manipulating.
343, and let's just look at what 308 adds to us,
Yeah.
and we'll look where our population winds up.
And that'll bring you down. Where are the population numbers for?
They're covered up on it, on the screen. They're at the bottom part of that District 1 number.
Like that?
Yeah, that's a 6. There you go.
What's that
Now,
black right there?
Shouldn't you put 343 in District 7?
No. Just wait.
you could put it in either one, 6 or 7.
Since you're taking away from 7, I think you should switch them around, right?
Okay, that makes sense, Joe. That's right. So if we took from there, we would want to trade it out for 308. That way it stayed as one unit going towards I-35.
So then he wants to incorporate 308 into 5.
That works.
Wait into 5?
And that way we have a trade-off like that.
Yeah.
And that catches the growth up there.
Well, if you leave it like it is right now, what are the numbers?
We were
If
at
you put-
34.
If you put 308 back
We're gonna put
into
308
it.
and then we'll
Yeah,
open it up.
but
so
let
you
us
can
look
see
at the
it.
numbers, because then it might suggest the direction you want to go in.
Right.
So that's why if we could see the numbers, once he's done it with just that move, then we can come back.
We're gonna put 308 now in it, so it changes.
Oh, I thought he wanted to know what it is now. Okay.
So the idea was to put 308 back into 5, right?
Yes.
We're gonna put that in 5 and see what it looks like.
And then let's see what the number is.
Yes.
So 308 has a population of about 1,700 people.
Okay.
And I think that 343 was up there, because last time we were looking at
So it's gonna put
34.
the population so they can see the top.
Oh, yeah, no, population.
3,400.
There you go.
There you go. So what does it do?
I just saw 37.
Is that,
It's too low.
how's that gonna work for 5?
It's very little.
No,
What do you think?
no, it's not gonna work. Not even close. I think 343 works really, really well in 5. I think it works really well in 5.
Yeah.
That's the only one that really crosses us to that other one. So if we have 308, we're at 27, right? Roughly 27.9 Okay, so the target we're looking at is for another 3. If we have that, there was another little square.
This,
Um,
and we give this to them.
What's the population in 359?
Yeah, 359.
Just the population in 359.
It's in the map.
Is it 5 takes 342?
7156.
5 takes 342, and then 359 works for District 7. You know what I mean? Seven would take
that
this
again?
whole Shiloh area.
We know
The total deviation should be
This will move
10
5.
or 9.
You were looking at 359?
what's the number in 359?
It's below
Yeah, but
the
Just
ideal.
359.
Really, we should go back to one, take
7156.
2,000 out of there and keep the
7,156.
This can more or less
7,156.
stay the same. These two would have to take from here, and this one gives to here. And that's the fastest way
It'll
of
bring
getting
us from
this done.
37.
Is it the most expedient way politically? I don't know.
You get this one back. If you get 343 back,
How many was there?
It's 12% below the ideal. Yes, 25,000. Mr. Chairman?
Yes, yes,
If we look at let me just throw this in there. So the map that we're looking at right now, forget the map for a moment and just look at the numbers on top.
stay, right?
If we know we're ideally trying to get to roughly 31,000, right?
That's
The right number? If we look at that, number one is $2,000 people higher. Number two is shy 2,000 people. Seems to me like a little swap between 1 and 2 would get those two to ideal. 3 seems pretty dead on.
I just wanna do the survey of kind of get a feel for where we are in all districts, and then we can come back around. I want everyone to voice their comments, and then we can come back around. But, are we done here with, I know y'all have been playing with the numbers, are we so good on this for now, or?
Let's leave that change, because that sets this boundary right there at Del Mar for right now, and I guess we're down.
Which
We'll
one,
look
Boyer?
at what you need for,
Boyer, which one? Which is the one that you're
but
recommending?
the 343 for 308, it left us slightly down on numbers, but we're gonna see what District 7, Ms. Bruni's gonna do,
Okay.
just to see if we need to tweak it, we could always come back towards it, and we'll see if there's any weird appendages that are left. Because now that puts us to I-35 practically, and Del Mar, those are pretty good boundaries, and we'll see where else we can add into that.
Okay, so that was District 5, is that right, Boyer?
District 5.
Okay, so any other comments on District 5 other than those we've already discussed? Okay, that's a no. District 6, any comments on District 6?
the lowest one of 6, that's where we look at the boundaries there.
Okay,
so
sounds
we
like
don't
there's no comments on
concentrate
District 6.
the kids
District
over Del
7.
Mar.
District 7 was fine.
And
Giving up 465 to 8.
we've already done
Okay.
District 8.
We're on District 7 now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. No, sorry, just, I know y'all were speaking, but, so we moved on. I asked District 5, any more comments? I didn't hear anything.
None.
District 6, any comments? I didn't hear anything. So we're on District 7 now, and I believe there's no comments on District 7, is that correct? Okay, so District 8. Okay,
Yeah,
So- Go ahead, I'm sorry.
for District 8, the east boundary, I have a problem with, because it looks like, if you can put it on the screen, please. It looks like it's cutting through several voting precincts.
Which one is that?
Yeah.
Again?
What?
What area?
District 8
Yes.
is downtown.
But when you're looking at a particular
Yes,
section of
the
it?
entire eastern
Eastern
boundary
boundary,
of District
okay.
8.
East of 35?
So it looks like precinct 312, part of it is in District 8, part of it is in District 4. Same thing with 413. So I would rather either have all of 413 or not. All of 312 or not.
okay, 413 and 312, right?
413.
Okay.
Are
I
there
see.
any other ones, Mr. Navarro?
From your area?
Yeah, from my area,
I mean,
it may be
there's-
that around 310, it looks like a little bit of District 8 is slipping onto
Correct.
311.
So,
So what
we
she
can
said-
do that, we can try to do
Looking at this-
413,
At these little
incorporate all of it.
pieces. Yeah, this little piece
Into
right here.
eight.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
give,
To try to clean that up, the other ones are a little bit smaller, but that's a
Yeah.
bigger piece.
Yeah.
That-
and then
Just
give
what
District
310.
4 all of 311 and all of 312, for example.
Oh, yeah, there you go,
So you wanna move it into, you wanna move this area
into 8.
Big maps and nice stuff.
It's the very last one.
What she's saying.
You have 8 in yours? Of the big maps?
Who would get that one? Who would you trade it with if you get
That's 4.
413? Who are you? Because those are real
With District
population
4.
dense. It's District 4, right? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, all I'm trying to do is keep the voting precincts.
Right.
No, I get what
But
you're
it-
trying to do, it's just, those look like real population dense areas, I didn't know who was gonna get that.
Yeah, I mean, they're not that dense because the inner city is shrinking in population.
Do we have the numbers of the?
We'll see
I
right
see
now.
one little-
That's a message, meeting.
Let's call.
Meeting may be over.
Figured it out.
Wow.
Come on, Nick.
It's Halloween, guys.
The spirit of Aldo Titania.
You're getting him mad, man.
Donato.
The population of 6.
That's between Lyon
So
and,
that's the change right there.
Nobody wants to make a comment.
That made 8 grow to 34,000
I
now,
wouldn't even know, I didn't even notice it.
and that reduced 4
It
to
needs to
29.
give some to 7 and some to 5.
Okay, all right, well then, yeah,
That's what we should work on.
You, yeah.
And then move
I'll
310
raise it.
over.
No, it's okay.
Let them finish their comments and then we come
Right.
back to them because they.
So all of 312 should go back to District 4 and 311 as well.
You wanna move it into
To the green.
District 2?
Does that reduce to normal?
it's the opposite that you're trying to do, or am I looking at it wrong? Cause your numbers are at 34,000, so you're trying to get a smaller proportion. So it seems
Well,
like if
now
you
it's at
traded it,
now it's at 34, yeah, but if we give back those streets to District 4.
and you did it the other way, you kept 2, even though you kept 2, aren't those numbers lower than that 1?
Maybe,
How many are here?
I don't know what the population.
We're gonna make that change, and then what I was gonna propose, you know how you took 465?
4,000?
Yeah,
Maybe giving 465 back to 7.
That, where does he go?
Yeah.
That's about.
What street is that?
I would rather not, because that's like a floating neighborhood that doesn't integrate well into all the industrial areas of District
I
7.
understand, but what, that move we made here took a lot.
You get that back.
Yeah, so let's say, for example, if that doesn't work, how about we give
That's houses
District
up
8,
bodegas like you were
312
talking
or 311, whatever will make the numbers work, but we'll keep the voting precincts intact. So maybe give
He's-
413,
He's gonna clean up, 312 and 311,
okay.
Giving it to 4?
moving them to 4.
Yeah, move it into 4 and let's see what the numbers.
Right.
That should offset.
Yeah, that should help.
District 5 and District 7, or District 6.
Maybe
they're gonna
that's
have that.
They need about 310.
This one? Yeah.
Upset
But,
that number.
but District 6 is the one that needs to give up, and needs to go up to 5.
Well, what we're trying to do is
Here.
fix this and then push up.
That might be, that might be.
Understood.
This 413 has like a weird shape.
So the,
So when do we do this again? Another election or
the population in 465 is,
when they do a census?
15,000.
Yeah, right now I'm really high.
What's it in 310?
Let me get 4 down.
Not at
31 is the number we're looking for. No, 14 to this one, it's here.
48.
The column on the left, 31 is the
I'm gonna move
change
these
of
up
the
here
idea.
too.
Give her give
Mr.
310.
Chairman,
Don't give all that noise.
It might be enough.
So 310,
Those two initiatives.
Mr. Navarro,
Yes.
310 currently today in 2020, they are part of District 5, right?
I believe so, yes.
And District 5 needs population.
The 310,
Yeah,
is 600, 643 votes.
Almost
So
32.
now with that change right there, 4 was bumped up,
4 went up, 8 went up too much, right? Maybe 8 can give 310 back to District 5 because they're short.
Well, 4 is still short as well.
But number 7 needs some, so it seems like if 8 gave to 7, it would help a lot. Because you're about 3,000 too high on 8, and about
Yeah.
3,000 too low on 7.
Yeah.
No, eight is in good shape. Okay.
5 is still low, even with that 310.
Yeah.
No, that was good because it cleaned up that area.
Splits.
Yeah, that works.
Clean up 3 splits.
Yeah.
All right.
Is 5 okay with that?
Good job.
But the numbers are still up, so.
But the numbers are still.
465 back to 7.
But 8 is perfect, because it's under 5%.
But 8 is at 30.
Yeah, but it's under 5% deviation.
It's doable now.
That's fine?
Yeah, you wanna keep it under 5, because the top to bottom's gonna be less than 10.
The overall has to be 10 or less, not individual.
What is the overall deviation right now, Mr. Rios?
All you have to do is add, which is your highest? The highest is 17,
Right, but can we
and the
actually?
lowest is 12, so that's 29%, almost 30%.
Okay.
But what you have now is 8 is almost perfect, 4 is fine, 2 is fine, and 3 is fine.
6 needs to move.
6 and 7.
So 6,
6 needs to give to 5,
right, so,
and a little bit to 7.
yeah,
So 6,
6 to 5 and 7.
That's possible. It
At
can't
some,
give to,
we're showing that 5 goes all the way to I-35, right? We're using that as a boundary here with 308.
we haven't touched it right, it stayed for
Okay.
now. But it looks like 6 and 7, well, 6 is over by 5,500 votes.
Considerably.
I mean, population, and then 5 and 7 are down 3,000.
Back to 34.
So let's, I guess, look at 6, see if there might be somewhere where we can transfer to 5 or 7.
Go down to 6.
I guess, yeah, scroll the map down so we can take a look at 6. There you go.
That's based on.
Take a look at a little bit more. Okay.
Bring it a little bit further down.
6 is this light blue on the top of the screen?
Yeah,
Yes.
right there.
So blue to either purple or green.
Now we can, if you scroll all the way down. Keep going.
Further down?
What precinct? It's all the same precinct.
Keep going down to get to, that's part of 6 right there.
Yeah, what is that population there?
Tell us
Yeah, what is that circle?
It's all usual.
what, all industrial, I just wanna see the population, see what it looks like.
Look at 349, it goes all the way.
What is that?
I don't even know what precinct that was.
Oh no, like I couldn't see a number.
Is it this number right here?
Because it's this. And this.
Could be.
So it's all this one now?
What precinct is that? 349?
That's 6, I think. This one?
Yeah. What precinct
I
is
think
it?
it's 6.
349.
349, yeah. And it goes all the way around. It goes all the way around the loop.
Yeah, no.
See? 349 goes all over, so it goes, it's all of this. That's where your population is. Not up there.
Not up there, it's over here. 0, 0, 0.
You can't give that up.
Yeah,
These
exactly.
are your population numbers.
Look at that.
So now the only way to equal that.
0, 0, 0.
Okay, never mind.
So that's not the answer.
Yeah, that's not the answer.
I think it's back
And
at
now we're
6.
seeing numbers.
It's just getting that 6 down.
87 people.
359 looks too big.
Yeah.
359 looks huge.
It's 7,000.
But look at the top of it, it's all zeros.
So if
359 is not that populated.
It's
It is.
7,000.
It's 7,000.
7,000.
It's a huge-
7,156.
Yeah, it's a huge population.
7,000?
Yeah.
What's that 1727? I thought that's what it was.
No,
That's one block,
That's one block.
Ah,
That's one block?
yes.
Wow.
There's a lot of development there.
Find this in 371
Wow.
in this list.
what does that mean, one block?
We're Shiloh.
It's not here.
Right?
You're talking apartments?
So up a little.
What area is that?
It's that bottom part of 359.
I think
What's there? What's this?
Can't even trust the name.
What are those streets?
Probably, that's probably the front.
I think where the black 359 is, I think that's Shiloh, I think.
Silo?
That would be right, yeah.
It's roughly right there.
There's Block Bullet.
We do, we can't figure out when it's 371 is what's the population?
It's that section that goes around on the side.
I know he does, but I wonder what population there was.
359 shouldn't have too much left on it, because that's all the Andrews Crossing now. That's what the.
That's all that is all that new development, the B&B homes and all that stuff. Yeah.
But it's pretty, I mean,
Do those zeros mean population?
That's what I believe, but what do you mean 1,701 block? What block has 1,700 people? I don't wanna live there. Where is that?
This one's got
It's a
900.
census block,
People
not a
with
municipal
Apartments,
block.
apartment complexes.
They registered.
Oh, that's probably what it is.
1,700 people.
Apartment complex.
I got 51 that live at my house.
Yeah.
Then 359 is not the solution. We need to back out and see what,
7,000. 7,200.
wow.
Something around there.
6 is overpopulated. That's the one.
359?
That's a voting precinct that should have been split.
That's the one you were asking about.
5 would help.
371.
Can we get the population of 371, please?
37.
It's not here. I don't have it on this list.
Is that one of the new ones?
Artie, do we have in our packet here the spreadsheet that shows the population by voting precinct?
Yeah.
There's this listing, should be in the back of your package.
It's not complete. Listen, 371.
I didn't see it.
So apparently 371 is not on that sheet. Ms.
Yeah,
Revere,
but
do you have the population of 371, please?
Let me do this.
I see 3,935. It's in this listing. It's in your packet.
Which one, Vanessa?
3,000 what?
This one?
Yeah, but that list is a different list. That's
Oh,
not his
okay.
list. I wouldn't use that. Did you find 371, Mr. Rios?
You just told,
No, but that's out of the county list,
Yeah.
That's all the county.
not out of your list.
you don't
How
talk.
about what you have?
It may be the same, but
I think this is what he sent me, Mr. Bill sent.
yeah, well, it's gotta be calculated. Right, I'm gonna see what's in there. Just curious.
Yeah, because it was attached to this.
371 is what you were looking for?
Yeah.
What is he looking? Place going on down.
Mr. Tellez, the list that they just shared with us, the one that's at the back of the packet, is that the new
It's
list of
371.
precincts
Correct, 39, 30.
by county, within the
39,
county?
35 is
I'm sorry?
the population is 39, 35 for precinct 371.
About this one, if this is the new county.
Which is the same as, as it's
That's
in
the
your.
county list.
It is the new one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because it added precincts, yeah.
It's this one right here.
What,
371.
Precinct is it?
So 371 is then moved, does that affect things?
3,473?
Or how does that affect
That's
things?
too many.
Okay.
Where's 370?
Can I go back to the
Yeah.
phone?
Yes, please.
And weren't they trying to move that on you, or? Because that would affect you there, right?
Yeah.
371.
What precinct are you?
So the numbers,
Wait, do you need to add to yours, right? You're down on numbers también. Okay.
Yeah, let's see the
We
numbers.
need to add a couple of.
yeah, we can see the overall numbers.
Yeah, back to the districts.
343
I
down.
think one of the things we gotta look at is 8 and 7, to discuss that one portion, because
Monday?
that was taken away from 7.
What was taken
So
away from
that
seven?
would be looking at it going towards 7, that would add for him. What if they did that? What if 8 gave to 7 that one portion?
When,
That little number there,
We
what if
can't
that
afford to
made?
lose 308.
what, I don't know what the
But
population.
8's already
Get it
perfect.
What
Yes,
is it?
So, it looks small, but you're right, I don't know if it's a.
465, it's
but if we-
1600.
1696.
Precinct
Mr. Rios.
465.
1,696.
Opinion, should the changes, I'm not a mathematician here, be between 5 and 6?
Although, I mean, I don't
Yeah,
mind.
you should focus on the highest and the lowest.
Okay, so,
Right, 6
That would
should
be
give
only
to 5
part
and
of
7. And that
okay,
would
so,
pretty much.
so what if we go precinct by precinct and 6 and see which ones might either adjacent to 5 or 7?
This is not very hard. There's nothing north, we're already
You guys don't have anything?
by Encina.
The only thing that C's can do is give up,
Huh?
who knows, 343 to 5.
Attention voters? Okay, well, let's try that.
Did you give,
What if,
The linchpin, it looks like.
And
yeah.
5.
343 to 5.
yeah,
Okay.
try that back, 343
Put
to
it back.
5.
Okay, what am I
43
doing?
to 5.
Can they zoom out on that map
Go,
again?
go down. Or go,
And you know what, I would have thought that one had a bigger population density, but I guess it didn't.
343 is 3,500, it's a lot.
340?
We're right by your place there, so
We're bringing it down.
that's a Del Mar,
Yeah,
that
Del,
area.
Del Mar, McPherson,
Green is District 1.
Just so long as all the goals change are in 6, from 6 to 5.
yeah, but I got car washes in 7 and
Puro rough live, no sé cómo la.
in 3.
Well, we gotta get into 6.
And I got my office building in 5. So I'm everywhere.
I just care where Chalu Burger is, that's my only concern.
I agree with you.
Chalu Burger is the best.
Are we attempting to move 343 into 5?
Yes.
Are the representatives for District
I think
5
that would
here
catch it
okay
anymore,
with
right?
District 5 stretching
I like
north of Delmar
343
Boulevard?
There's not much of a choice.
Yeah,
I don't think there's much of a choice either.
That's what's winding up happening there.
There's not much that you can do.
Yeah.
I agree. I just want to make sure.
Let's run the numbers.
Well, just run the numbers and see what it does.
Yeah.
Because
Actually,
6 has to
Mr.
come down.
Bratton represents 6.
It's not 6,
Right?
it's 5 that I was,
No, but I mean,
You're already there.
6
He's
is
in the
giving up,
discuss-
but
he's
I understand
discussing
5
in
didn't want
Boyer.
6. Didn't want to move north of Delmar,
So
but
343 goes to you?
perfect.
Yeah, that's what they're saying there. My numbers will get right about the right number, I think.
Well, Boyer's representing 5, I think.
Will we get
Yeah, I'm on 5, me and Daniel.
That's what I'm saying, let 343 come down and see what it does.
Yeah.
Balance it out.
I agree, I'll, let's
we're gonna move
see
on.
what the number lands.
So we get 308 back?
But that's why I think you're still down. I think what they're doing is they're going,
Mike,
cause you're at 7.
District 3. You're already there. Please.
You know, it doesn't hurt to move the numbers around, you know.
Just press right button.
That adds so much, huh?
That's a really good mic. Yeah.
He's on this. I live like on this side. I live like this. I live Sí, acá estamos por el oeste. Aquel lado.
Oh, let's see if that worked.
Now we're way
now
over.
let's look at the numbers.
How much does it increase?
Big time, if that number's correct there, we're at 34.
No, that's 1. There, now you're at 31.4.
That's a lot better, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, getting close, guys.
That's success.
That's your perfect.
That looks like
practice.
Oh, no,
success.
now,
Yeah.
it's 6 and 7, we have to focus on 6 and 7.
Yeah, 6,
One.
we're at 6.57% of deviation. I think we're good there.
Yeah, we're good at 6 with that?
Yeah, I think we're good.
So 6 and 8 have to each contribute a little bit to 7. And
Okay, so just out of curiosity, so that's north of Del Mar, And how much north would that boundary be?
What's
Where it
that
says
street?
Highland Drive, what's that, or what are we looking at, just so?
No idea. North of Del Mar?
Yeah, it jumps into north of Del Mar, so you're in the plantation area,
He's looking for the.
but I'm not
It's
sure
not
how
plantation.
far north it goes.
That's not plantation.
Proposing a road trip?
Not plantation.
I don't know what he's talking about.
No, I'm sorry,
Three forty-three is not
we're
plantation.
more west.
343 is not plantation.
It jumps almost to like international, I think, right?
Oh, that.
No, not, I don't think
What,
so.
what are we talking about?
Boyer, you kind of follow
About three,
Lindenwood
four,
up,
three.
you
What's the
follow
northern boundary?
Lindenwood,
They wanna know
that's
this,
343, that area.
this
Lindenwood.
street.
So that's the UISD,
Let me take
Yeah.
off some of the.
administrative offices,
All
all
the way back, yeah.
No, east,
east.
to McPherson.
Yeah, cause we would head east.
It's McPherson all the way to International. So you follow McPherson all the way to International, you go down,
You wanna know the
International
streets in
basically.
here?
Uh-huh.
Right,
And so it's
Where
everything
Sandy
south
Lane,
of that. International,
Okay.
McPherson,
Zoom into Sandy Lane
International and head
south.
south.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is all Troutman, all that, all that.
Right in there. We're zooming in around.
Springfield is down.
Dominion, Del Mar.
Puerto Viejo?
Okay.
The high end.
Is that for 5 or 6?
You look Troutman International Park.
Right.
Yeah.
Boy, are we looking at 5 or 6?
343.
Five, taking from six.
Taking from six and
We're-
giving to five.
Technically, it's both there. And then, yeah, that'd be the, I guess, the new number.
Yeah.
So what are we total deviation at right now, total?
About 12%.
We're at, we're at,
They're at
we're at
10,
12%?
7,
Yeah,
17%.
we're at 31.4.
17%?
17.
I'm bad at
We'll
math.
have to cut it down.
How did you get to 17?
7%.
7 is 3,000 below, 6 is 2,000 above.
It felt like a boundary, but I don't know how else to do it.
You need to steal from, you need to steal from 6 for 7 now.
I agree, I did.
Subtract one from here, it gives you raw percent.
Right?
That's what I thought too. But no, but it's right, but it's 28 compared to that, that's 6,000 into that.
What about like this area?
One should,
District 6.
the only thing, I looked at this thing this afternoon, and the only thing
The
that made
low
me
is
insist
what,
is that
20,
you're gonna have to
and the
take from
high
one
is 30,
to give to 2 or 3, and they're gonna have to
34,
give
183.
for us to get 5, and it has to be a cascading event to actually get this to work, because one is overpopulated. But if you get the other ones down enough, it won't make a big difference. It'll be palatable.
And
In an ideal world, you get everybody's
plantation.
political desires out of the way. and just,
At the end of the day, everyone has more potential growth.
of course, you know that's not how it works.
What are your numbers?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I'm still with this 8, on top of 8,
This
putting it back into 7.
I would say.
Okay, well, let's
Can we
try
see the
that.
raw numbers?
Like,
Try that?
going
Yes.
Can we see the numbers?
Yeah, let's try that.
Let's see the numbers again.
Yeah, Mr. Rios, when you get a chance, can you put that, the population numbers, rate
Back up.
back on the screen, please?
We just need a little.
Just look at the numbers to see what these things are.
Nathan, I'm gonna have him do 465 first.
We were all 6 has to give to 7,
See what it's 6.
and 8
Where are you
Yeah,
gonna leave for 6?
465. But I know, so this has a population
I'm gonna
of
move 465
1,600.
back into 7 where it was
We're
originally.
gonna put 4.
Then we'll
they're gonna put
look at the numbers and I'll zoom it out.
Right, but you still need to
And
do
see if that'll do
Yeah,
it.
but it's
If
1
you
and
could
2,
just-
that's the problem.
But that's where they've been, right? 65 was already part of 7.
Get the Jeopardy theme song so they can.
I haven't heard this many numbers since bingo or loteria or whatever got the frijoles.
Here we go. Fingers crossed. I think once that's done, is it worth going back and setting away the places that were probably increasing cut in half? Or isn't it out?
District 7?
I don't know.
There you are.
Now we're the hoping
So that takes you, so they just gave you back 465.
8 is almost perfect.
That takes you,
We're back to 12.
And 7, all we have to do is
and it takes maybe.
get it below 5.
The only way this really works
Yeah.
7 is low, right? 31.
Well, actually, you can leave it.
Or or to 3?
Yeah, no, yeah, they're all in the deviation.
Everybody's got to chisel away a
Well,
little bit.
But the only
Six-
thing, man, was
I was telling him was
one
that
is high.
Who do you give it to?
Seven
These are already
and
at
eight.
optimum levels.
You can't do this,
So you can give a little bit
These
to
numbers
2,
are okay.
465, 'cause that's.
and a little bit to 3.
But we do have to move, right now,
31.9 is 31.9 is just
one and seven
Yeah.
are off.
Precinct in Belmar.
We have to go lower and I can't see here.
Seven needs population.
So that top number, that bottom number, we gotta
You can't.
push them closer
Five's
together.
gonna-
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Five will down, or hang on.
You have anything like that?
Thing that you've gotta look at.
I leave that change that we just made?
I can't believe we're still 23,996.
At this point, I don't know exactly
I
what
don't like
word we're.
it, but.
I know you don't like it, but I just did it to,
Does it get us the deviation a little closer?
You guys are 12.
So we're 12 now. Okay.
Could come up with
Okay.
a nice.
Screen with her 465.
All right, we're at 12.
No, it
Are
doesn't-
there
doesn't-
any areas of District 6 that could go to 7?
Is it really 6 or is it the deviate, oh, okay, I forgot.
We're 12, we're down to-
I'm looking at the total
down to
deviation,
12.
so we
So
have
the-
7
the-
high and a 5 low.
right, so you're just trying to pull them
We're
in
down to
close.
12%. We're 2% away.
So we're just trying to work with the -5, that's what we're getting at, right?
Well, actually, you got a +7 up here on one,
Yep.
and a +6 on 8.
But yes, however you wanna look at it, but yeah, you get it.
Right now, the issue is District 1.
Well, right now, the issue
We're
is District 1
close.
and District 6.
We're lowering
Six,
6.
that's right.
We can get 6,
Is there any-
the way, a little
That
bit
one
to
and
7.
8, if they could just come into, no. It would have to be,
You'd have to be 1,000 ahead if they give 1,000
You need to
over.
give 2,000 away from 6.
But you can't do that
What if we split one?
without skewing the other.
Remember,
What if we
6 to 7. 6 is up here.
remember this, you can have up to 2.
Isn't this 6 right here?
At this point, I'm just curious, this is a legal question.
Yes, you
Are
can.
we at the point where, for example, we could split a precinct between 6 and whatever, 5 or 7, Mr. Rios?
Yes.
That's a yes, right? So maybe that's the way, we're as close as we are, maybe we're at the point where we need to discuss the splitting of the precinct.
You corrected about 4 or 5 split voting precincts
Right,
already.
right. So maybe,
Looking from 6 to 7, get us almost right.
right, exactly, yes.
If we
So
took
why don't, sure, go ahead.
342 and
I think so too.
split,
No, no problem.
But I would prefer if we kept 465, I mean, I know that, you know, that's my preference, to keep 465 in District 8, since that's an inner city neighborhood. Keep it in District 8, and then if we play around with splitting a voting precinct anyway, then maybe District 7 will end up with the right population.
which one were you looking at? I guess I didn't see
342.
that one.
What
Which
is
was
this green?
465?
So when they just put it back in District 7,
this
Oh,
like that
okay,
little
okay,
square,
yeah.
yeah,
Section.
How many people is that?
that's 1,600.
On
Problem
the
with
picture
that,
right
then
now,
it drops.
what's that little green
Bumps
bump
you guys
up?
up to like almost 34, 33, something.
The little green,
Where you be
that
at.
little green.
Where does that go? Does that go in 5 or is
That goes in
And we're back in the same spot, even though I give more
Well,
to
the black
7.
line is the current voting precinct,
But
and
in
the red line is
deviation
corrected.
wise,
Oh, okay.
we're,
I can move it into, District 7 if you want me to.
like, I rather
District
There.
7, yes.
from the east side.
Say, that's the old
To who?
way, but the
neighborhood
county
of District 8,
adjusted it, so we could put that in 7.
or to reduce my population, basically, like.
But I'm
giving
looking at 359
to District
and maybe
8.
carving out a portion of that.
Yeah.
359,
Well,
that's,
because it touches 7 and touches 6.
I'd rather look at all those
So,
splits
yeah.
first.
So
and then
we-
fix
You could
those.
bleed some
Get the numbers
from
right.
6 into
Yeah,
7.
number 1. She's right.
Thinking of doing what with it, Orly? Moving it where?
Go down to
Cutting that.
359.
Let's see the numbers after you did that,
Ms.
guy.
Bruni, I thought what he meant was to maybe cut it the 359, because that way, since it's touching both of them.
Cut it in 2?
a split, yeah.
Yeah,
Split it?
like somehow take from there, that way it fixes those two.
So what, just take it Shiloh down or what? Give it to you?
This area right here?
That
Give it
is
to seven.
Shiloh, right? Because it's
The
international.
79 is Shiloh.
Yeah, that's a high growth area.
Not much
Where is that?
What's on this side?
The suggestion is to,
That's, yeah, north of Shiloh.
did you all
See
hear
what
that?
that does.
What's that?
JD asked if he could take this part, just so you all hear that's what he said.
Sure.
Yeah.
Where's
I have the number, let's take a look.
Or what's north of Shiloh? It looks
That's
empty.
University Park and
I feel like we're in Vegas waiting the roulette wheel.
All right,
Hmm.
now let's see
Let's
population.
see what happens. But north of Shiloh, I don't, do you
You
know?
got it.
Yeah, he had it right.
That's pretty good.
Huh?
That's pretty good.
But why doesn't it show anything?
Well, the
Well, that's 10,
deviation
right?
now is-
Are we at 10 yet?
We're about 8.
Little over 10.
We're a little over 10.
See, you have 7, and the lowest is what, 3?
384.
Yeah, so that's 10.
3.84, that's 7, that's 10,
Okay.
almost
About
11.
11.
So yeah, all you have to do is move a few blocks from 1.
1 to 2.
1 to 2
Okay,
will do it.
let's move up a couple more blocks to like, and then,
1 and 2.
So, do we wanna move to 1?
no,
Gotta work on my district.
or
Yeah,
east,
everybody too.
sorry, east. What?
What are we talking about?
If we gotta move just a little bit of 1
Yeah,
to
we
2,
can move it off of
that
1.
would be good.
We gotta go all the way
You
down.
can take about 600 more people in deal, right?
So what are you thinking on one, or what would you do?
No, oh, you're talking about District 1.
We gotta take a little bit from 1 and move to 2.
I mean,
So,
Mr. Chairman,
yeah.
the map that they
Yeah,
just,
District 1 and
the
2.
precinct that they just split, it looked like it was sticking to where roads ended and
Four.
keeping to the left, and now it looks like it jumped into a middle of a neighborhood and really split a street in half. I wonder if they can't take a better look at that and blow it up to see if we can avoid doing that.
Yeah, we can.
Some roads naturally dead end,
All right,
that one
you
will be
wanna-
okay.
Put some,
One and 2 are okay.
So one needs to give up a little bit,
Jesse,
a little bit.
so, you think if one just gave 500 people, we could just find something, 500, I think we'll be under the 10%,
right. Correct.
right? Just 500 people, I think,
So look, well, if y'all wanna, obviously the representatives are out here, but if they wanna see the biggest
oh, sorry.
precincts in one, and then go from there.
Yeah, if you guys give
We
up
gotta go down
500,
because-
Go down, further
You gotta go
south.
down because, 1 and 2 have to be touching in order
and
to.
you could give it to 2,
How about there, anywhere where 1 and 2 touch, right? Or 1 and 3.
or 1 and 3, yeah, exactly.
So go where it
Move this right
sandwiches.
here.
Go where it sandwiches, go a little bit up. You have either a 3 on the right or 2 on the left.
How about these right here?
How about right there,
That little
Yeah.
ejido.
where Exodus,
So we keep Ejido as a street, I guess.
Exodus. Paint those little,
let's see.
Yeah, just come straight down to Ejido.
You all right, BG? They should put us right there, just that little piece, put us right there at the 10%.
That's keeping Ejido as the boundary?
there you
Down
go.
to 6.3.
6 and 3, we're good. I think that was it.
No, you're still over 10.
We're still over 10?
Yes.
Go, go ahead.
You're like 10.1.
But can't,
24.21.
can we go back to that
It's
division
-3
between,
and positive-
5 and 6? And I mean, there's,
Yeah, move some more of
Those
this.
guys.
yeah, cause that really does flow. What about,
I wanna keep
we're
Ejido.
splitting between 5 and 6?
That's what we need,
Division.
3.84.
Were we split earlier, Worley?
Yes.
5 and
Yes.
6 where we went
Yeah,
towards
let's just
Del Mar.
tweak that, let's just tweak that a little bit, you know.
I'm game.
Yes.
That's a popular area, you move it over just maybe a couple of blocks.
Right.
That
Yes.
covers it.
Yes.
Right.
One right?
Further north, yeah. Go all the way to the top. To,
You know, had we made Clark the street, not Gustavo, we wouldn't have this trouble. I'm joking.
That is the issue.
That's the issue.
That was the fundamental issue.
that's where we
Think
got
about
off
the glasses in
way
here, so.
Don't go there.
We're at right now.
Don't go there.
Quit your day job,
You wanna go further north?
not funny at all.
way.
I'm sorry,
gonna
I
jump over the
Give a little bit of
apologize.
six
Oh,
up there
well, so
right now.
we're
I'd buy a
not gonna
ticket.
deal with this.
Is that the 5 and 6 boundary there? Oh, no.
6 and 7.
We're getting there.
Yeah, the one that they just manipulated a
Oh,
minute
6 and
ago.
7, that's right.
Jump over the green.
What did they move? What are they doing that?
Who's still not there?
Oh, where?
I think he's going to that one that we split.
Trade out
between
there.
6 and 7.
We're 344, we're looking for
That's not the
351.
issue, the issue's four.
Eliud, what's there, man? What can we?
But the issue's four.
Yeah,
Look
okay,
at four is the issue, I don't, there's no reason to go back to seven.
There,
That's fine, that's fine.
If four grows a little bit,
Yeah, if four, yeah. That's
so
all it
we're
is.
at 359.
Here it is, Mr. Chairman. You see where the little purpley, it kind of breaks that street, Southern Oaks Loop? It takes the last 3 blocks away from it.
If you take that one little block under Shiloh, where that little corner, on 359, Shiloh and Coral Hills Drive, Molly, right there.
6, are you guys okay with that, or you all wanna concentrate on 4?
Yeah, I think we
Rather
should,
concentrate on 4.
four is a problem right now, because four is the
We just
lowest
wanna
one.
keep this clean because
All we gotta do is
Get 4 up.
get four up, that's it, and we're fine. That's
Well,
really it.
four, I think had some split precincts.
4 can grow
4 and
each
5, it looks like.
Okay, well, let's look there. Let's look at 4.
So leave
about 1,000,
359,
300 it can grow.
I mean, yeah.
Cause us moving 6 to 7 isn't gonna do anything, cause the
Seven's on minus
You're at
3%.
30,841.
Yeah.
We gotta make
we have to
4
make
grow just a
31,
little bit to reduce that 3.84.
correct, cause that's,
all we need.
that's the problem right
Can we
there.
scroll down to 4, please?
And 4 is one of the smallest
Go down
ones,
to
so.
the-
Yeah,
That's where
4,
we grow.
between 4, the boundary between 4 and 5.
Correct.
And northern Saunders, right around that Saunders
Where do
area,
you wanna go,
I
Chief?
guess.
Keep going down.
Or the other one, or
To the
what
light
calls
green.
it grow, right?
4 has to grow, yeah.
Ándale there.
Yeah, see, all of these are split precincts.
Very easy.
Yeah, and they're pretty dense, you would think,
They're
so.
really bad. That's gonna be
We're looking to add the 4, right?
Yes.
Honestly,
light green
like
right there.
100 people,
What's
one
this?
street.
100 people?
I'm just put a number.
Then that brings, that brings District 5 down.
Put it in.
This is what, 5?
Yes.
Excuse me, what would happen if you put all of precinct 267 in 4?
267,
It's right at the eastern edge.
okay.
We found a little patch of purple, we're gonna switch it to green real quick.
Oh, yeah, right here, look here.
What's that, in 361 or what?
It is, it's part of 361.
Yeah, it's part of
That little
360.
purple
Yeah.
piece,
267.
That's Mr. Brand's house.
No.
Not 360, so you're saying 260?
267, I'm sorry, my mistake.
Okay.
267, the little part of 5 that's over there, and 4 to the eastern part of the city.
It didn't change.
I see
Go
it.
ahead and go down, or,
Nothing there.
I guess.
267, Mr. Tejas?
Yes, I believe that's the precinct that I'm looking at on the map.
266.
Let's see what the population
Now
breakdown.
that just took away
Wanna
from
go up?
7, and 7 went down higher now. 7's
To
at
the-
negative
to the far right.
4.26.
So now 7s are bigger, where is it? No, it's still
No,
384.
one is still,
No, actually, now it's 7 the problem is.
Yeah, but the thing is, if we get back to 7, we're still gonna have the problem with 4.
So let's go 4, right?
Yeah, let's clear 4, and then we could think of.
4
moving seven.
has room to grow.
You know what I mean? Cause if we fix 7, 4's still the problem.
6 and 4, you're at under 11%, so you're getting really close.
Well, Mr. Rios, it's your job to get us there.
So let's look at 3.84, that 4, let's see if we can increase it just by a little bit to offset that negative
You wanna move
3.84.
people out of
So
one?
we have to take it from 6?
But can
Or,
we zoom
wait,
out?
we're on 4, right?
Oh, it's-
we're on 4.
Can we zoom out and see how many
Yeah, you wanna
split
zoom out?
precincts 4 has?
Well, with the,
Take it from 3.
4 to 3?
3 short.
3 is short, 3 is short anyway.
3 is a 31.5, 4 is
Yeah, and
Look at all
319 is
those
the idea.
split
500 for
precincts.
3.
3.
That doesn't solve.
What are we doing?
So you, like, for example, 361. Oh, no, too far out.
361.
4, are you looking between 4 and 3, Orly?
No, 7 and
5 and 4.
5 and 4.
Oh. Which number again?
361, because that's a split precinct.
What happened to that little chunk that you were looking at?
Yeah, they fixed it.
They fixed
They
it.
fixed it, okay.
This is five,
Okay.
right?
That's fine.
It's up by 309, it's on the western part,
360.
before you get to I-35.
Yeah.
Would you like me to close up 361?
Yes.
Okay, and put that into 4?
Because that's a split precinct, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a full precinct. Okay, let's try that.
361?
What does that represent, that little? I know, but what is that? What area? That's
You want
Hillside,
this into 4?
Yes, into 4.
that's Springfield.
That's by Clark, probably? Clark Middle,
Hillside, yeah,
the mall.
the school.
Oh, no,
Yeah, the
not
mall would be
The mall would be
30 or
308.
308, yeah, 308.
Springfield area.
Clark
No, it's the
Elementary?
Hillside. Hillside. Well, Clark's probably right here, right?
No, I thought Clark would be right here. Oh, you're right. This is probably Clark, so it's that little neighborhood. It's like,
Yeah.
I still want 465 back.
That might end up being too much, you know?
Because all those neighborhoods, they're like the inner, they're old neighborhoods of the inner city. And the rest are District 7. So when you get like lost.
We're missing that list piece on the black.
3165.
So let's see if we can make it work.
Okay, we're at, 6.
No cambio nada.
So we're still at
The
10.1.
numbers change, but at the end of the day,
yeah. So now we gotta work
We're
with
at
7.
10.5.
10.5, yeah.
The largest positive.
So now we need to work with 7.
7.
Yeah, if we go back to 7 and I guess work with what we were talking about right now.
Belmont.
Look at 5.
6 and 7 were
We now have, we're the smallest now.
So 7 and
We-
1.
357, which is
District 5 at 3.
One is.
Zero,
No,
six,
no, no,
eight,
no, sorry,
one.
sorry, sorry.
Mr.
One
Diaz
and
asked
6
for
are still
just
off.
south
I was
of
confused.
So,
Bel-
6 and
Belmont.
7, just take that one block out.
If that helps.
You'll be right on.
Which one?
keep going up.
No, because now 5 is at 3.82.
Yeah,
so
we're
we'll
the-
still be in the same boat.
We're the small one now.
Yeah.
One of these blocks in
We'll
here?
still be in the same boat.
He was suggesting 359 to just move the line over a little bit,
Yeah, let's do that. Let's try that.
and that gives
59.
7.
Move this low.
Yeah.
Oh, 59.
Yeah, a little more.
We're gonna have to,
We do gotta just give a little to
One and a
7
half,
to fix
just
them up.
this little block in
We
here.
still gotta
Yeah,
move
try
Whatever we can,
So
yeah,
give
okay,
them some back.
No, I'm gonna give to 7.
might do it.
Pero quitaron todo esto. Todo lo van a mover para acá. To give some back.
No, they're going the opposite direction.
They're going further out?
Yeah. They're gonna give a little bit more to 7 because the deviation is at 4.26 minus.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's not good.
You think so?
But that's taking from
Well, let's
5.
check it.
5 doesn't have
I
any more
think
to
that would
give.
be fine right there.
Oh, you guys go 6?
So what would be
6 has
that,
to come from-
that little piece there?
6.
There.
There it is.
Behind the Baptist church around there, is that?
That's 8.
Shadow of that
That's
Baptist church?
9%.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
Now
still
the problem is
10.2.
7.
Oh, that's squared up.
10.1.
Number 5. Now the problem is 5. If we could get 5 a little more,
Yeah, we need some.
5.
Can I ask a question?
1 is the problem.
So are we trying to get to an overall standard deviation?
I'm having them square it up.
10 or less than
Yeah.
10? But in our procedures here, it just says by district, like each district should be no more than 10, but it doesn't say anything about the overall
How come we say
deviation.
7?
Just.
That's the, that's
So,
the lawyer, I mean.
so we have to get to the overall,
That's my understanding. Yes, it's gotta be overall.
And 3
That's why
is 9,
That
District
it's not
nine.
subject to review, it won't be.
9, no, this is 9 point,
even though our procedures only
There.
specifies by district.
what is it?
not overall.
9.
I know what you're getting at,
bring that line-
each individual one versus looking at the overall.
Yeah.
Little area.
Sneeze causes your heart
Like, why are we doing all this?
5 needs to grow a little bit.
Petit
It is-
sneeze and crackers. The small death.
It's not necessary, like, if you just have a.
5 needs to grow very
Pero
little.
no tiene
I
nada.
think
It's
it's
a
more
weird block.
aspirational than that.
Very little.
Or you'll get that they're
Reduce
all
that 3.82 a little bit.
the exact amount.
5,
But we're doing things that don't make sense.
leave it like that, and then let's go to 5.
Just
It
for
makes
an
numbers, it
aspiration.
doesn't make, I know what you're saying because you don't want
5,
to cut up.
that's the one.
Yeah, like I'm, like keeping the neighborhoods.
Yeah,
tied.
You're also
Not gonna
worried
go
about
north?
candidates.
No,
Sorry, going
Knowing
south.
how-
Yeah,
Will you
fine.
run?
The
I
voting precinct.
Danny,
And I'll get the mailers
Five needs
and
to
I'll
grow
know
very little.
you're
With the
in
reality
line or
of
the
what
neighbor.
So you can
is,
get with,
like,
We go all the way
Yeah, I
east,
don't
there's,
know. I gotta
there's
go.
five
needs to grow a little
sections.
bit.
I think for
Yeah.
thinking, you're saying like, I wanna develop this.
The far east, though.
It's not necessarily bad if you have two councilmen looking at the same thing. I'll argue with
there
everyone
yet?
who think it's bad.
There's some
Now,
that are-
it's
La
wise
quitamos, lo quitamos
attention.
siempre,
You have
subimos
two
a 2.
councilmen looking at a certain area.
At a certain area. I mean, yes.
There's five.
Right on, 31.9 is the
You
number.
mean like if they have
Oh,
a
But
neighborhood
that
that
Yes.
high
they're
number
sharing?
is makes this number too
Yes, like
low.
that'll,
We're not gonna ignore.
I'm gonna
it,
put it
but there's
into
better
four.
Yeah, I
chances
mean,
of us spending more money.
you can collaborate
67
something,
into-
but I'm more thinking
The
about,
five could grow by at
like,
least a hundred.
if
Put it
District 8 is all the old
267,
neighborhoods.
put it into
Why
four.
are you gonna take a little
That dark
sliver of
green?
the old neighborhood and give
I'm
it
sorry,
to
just
a,
the dark green.
a district that
So
is
if you look
mostly
at
new?
267,
Yeah.
That they're
the top
different
right is
approaches,
dark
they're
green,
different
and then where the
economic
4 is, that's light
development
green,
tools,
so we're gonna take the
different
dark green and put it into
needs,
4.
you know?
All right, let's
That's
try
gonna be
that.
more than enough. That's gonna be good.
It's a natural highway right
Try
here.
to hit the numbers.
But, but I'm like,
See how good a planner you
but
are.
I'm like,
Navarro.
why are we
see.
trying to hit that general
That's where Remington and
deviation if
all
it's
those
not
streets
You only have to
I
get
love my
5,
city. I
You know
love
what I
have to
mean?
get 5 down to
Like, if you ask me,
3.69.
what worries me is 7 is way off. You understand? And Pobrecito's is
That'll do it.
we could
If
throw.
we can get 5 down to
more north, but there's
3.69, we're
nothing.
there.
They're up against
That's gonna
now.
do a
well,
good.
now it looks good.
Now it looks
31.
good.
All we need is
31,000.
0.13
There, that's gonna fix it.
of a percentage point to get to where we need.
Wow.
So it's either 1 gives up 0.13 of a percentage point, or 5 gains 0.13 of a
Oh,
percentage point.
no,
Oh,
no,
no.
no, that went the wrong way.
Yeah, we went way off on that.
That was too much, really.
Now we're at
That was too
15%.
much.
That was too much, but just, you're on the right track, just reduce that.
Yeah, that last one is what kicked us over. What happened?
Yeah, you're in a conversation.
If we could convince some people from District 1 to move,
Yeah, boy, you distract boy, everything falls
that would
apart.
work.
We're gonna have to put it
Like a
all.
mode.
Give an incentive.
You want the whole thing back or just this up here?
No, we just gotta put it all.
Groceries for a year.
Maybe do half of
The
that.
highway boundary lines. It would look odd to jump.
That
over.
was too much of a jump right
Yeah,
there.
sorry, we're putting it back.
You don't wanna do half of that?
Because I was just looking at the highway as the.
A boundary?
As a cutting, the.
Yeah, you're right.
Although if we do that,
What's on this side?
maybe I give District
It's, Heritage Park,
4 and
San Jose.
5
Oh, that's where your ranch was. Is. It's all that.
more of my
Consignment.
eastern.
It will affect.
That's
my council.
A little population density one.
That's where I live. Yeah. Well, my dad lives there, but I'm not waiting.
So you don't split your voting precinct.
So we're trying to take away from you.
There's no
I always do better with the major streets. You're saying like, okay, that Saunders has always been, then side 35, those are,
always the best way. Oh, yeah.
He has corrales,
Yeah.
horses and cattle. El nombre is, I mean, yeah, so.
bleeding
Those
Orly.
standing wires, Heritage back in the day.
Right, I remember that.
Through college. He's like, that's better than Heights.
Notice how we're very productive in bosses in here?
Whenever we drive by.
That's got true.
That is noted, that is true.
All you have to do is,
Might let them know you said that already. You're gonna run out of French breakaway.
move a few from one.
It's, five needs to
let's
grow a
look at
little bit
one.
more, a little bit more.
What are we looking at, Jesse?
5 needs to grow a little bit more from anywhere, from, well, let's say.
Maybe the other.
It has to come from
Yeah,
6.
can we zoom out, a little bit on 5?
So we could look at the 5 completely.
Can it be pulled out of 6?
It could be pulled out of
That's the
7,
only one
on the
that
other
really has
side,
to
it could
give.
be,
We lost the number, so let's see.
5 and 7 somehow, yeah, that boundary.
Why doesn't 8 give to 4 and then we can take from 4? 5 gets from 4.
That could work too.
yeah.
Yep.
MU.
Right there.
Or
Who needs to grow? 5 or
if,
4?
if 1, 0.13 percentage of a point, just
Yeah, we already
4 does
proposed
grow,
50
we can
people.
get from 4.
50 people,
and I'll
you
put
give
it
up,
correctly.
it's over, we're done.
5 needs to
Because
grow.
District
really
8
what it
can
is.
give for
What's your population
precinct
in
413
District 6?
back.
How many of you?
Like really, like 50 people, if,
50?
if we get District 1 to give up 0.13%, that's it.
It's 1,000.
We hit our goal.
What about between 6
We
and
have a
what are we
math
looking at,
major.
6 and 7?
Now we got a math major.
What about 360?
What? 5? You were saying, what were you saying?
So.
We need 40 get to 5?
Give a portion of 8 to 4, and then 5 can get,
Who needs to give
get
up?
from 4. Right,
They need
you're
Yeah.
good with
3%
giving them a
of the
portion
plate,
of
or they need.
base rent.
What is the number on 8,
On the-
Ernie?
the east
So
side.
this is for 6?
Yeah, but it's gotta come from somewhere.
8 to 4:45.
What number?
What is
What number did you
the
say?
population of 7 and 8? We don't see that on this right now?
4.
Oh, you're talking districts.
Yeah.
Yes,
This one, this is
sorry.
Like, look at
If you move
District 8.
precincts, if you move this area right in
That would
here.
drop this one, and that
It'd be
is
her eastern
If
district.
they just get like
The
300 people, we're fine.
understood.
So 4 and 5,
Problem is
yeah, if we could
there's
just
no
get some 40
people
to.
in any of these.
What
8 to 4:45.
do you
Do
say?
you see
We
that
just moved to at large
District 5
districts?
has a lot of split precincts?
Now's not the time for
Representing
that
District
joke.
5? There's a lot of.
It's too late on a
voting
holiday
precincts.
evening.
Maybe the
Like
population is
split
wrong.
voting precincts.
Yeah.
I see.
As well.
Doing everything. Do we really have
There's like
255,000
3 or
people?
What do you think if we ran like that along Shiloh and everything down here?
And the bad part is if you forget about that, they're nice. I-35, there's
Yeah.
Saunders, okay, we're going to Del Mar, it's a little
Definitely
jump.
splitting.
What if we ran 359? If we ran along Shiloh and everything south is
District 7,
7,
yeah.
would that help?
Yeah, cause I would give to 7.
Yeah, just like south of Shiloh would be District 7.
And run it up to Justice Drive or right there where the precinct ends?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Want to see that?
But would,
Yeah.
would that,
District 6?
would that fix the problem? It wouldn't,
I don't know.
right? No, it wouldn't, because the problem is 5 at 3.99%.
Oh yeah,
Negative.
5 is low.
That's where we need a fix. We don't really need a fix.
Wait, no, but that's District 6 now.
What I'm trying to do is
yeah,
take,
so he's trying to lower up 6 by doing, that's what
Yeah.
he would do.
Oh, to give it to 5.
Yeah, from 6 to 7,
Oh.
no?
No,
Or
he was
6
giving it
to.
to 7, yeah, it was 6 to 7, you were right.
What is that?
That right there, you're saying. Well, that,
Un pedacito.
What's the population of 8 right now?
open up the
You
population.
can move it down.
and we're gonna split one precinct into 3, if you think about it.
Hey, we just wanna look at those, the top 8 there to see what the district populations are. Okay,
31,753.
1-7.
That's it. We're at it.
We're there?
We're there.
Oh, bingo, bingo.
We are. We're there.
Well, we have a little bit of an issue because the city charter requires us to be,
10% from the largest. Well, I
Be
asked,
what?
so
Sorry.
from the lowest to the highest, you have to be within 10%.
right, but we have here a famous voting rights lawyer here. So my understanding is that our goal for recommendation to the city council was to get a variance under 10%. I began the meeting by asking that question. And Mr. Rios shook his head yes, and he told me yes. So the purpose of this commission is to accomplish the goal that was stated, my understanding. And I think we've done more than that. So Mr. Navarro, I respectfully disagree, but I will defer to Mr. Rios to confirm whether or not.
What I would say is that federal law runs this whole thing. Federal law says 10% or less. My perception is that what the city council or the city charter said probably tried to mimic whatever the one person, one vote rule is under the Equal Protection Clause. And it's inarticulate. It's less than 10%. And they probably tried to mimic that. That's my perception.
Right. Well, I am very comfortable. I mean, obviously, I want to get everyone's opinions.
What
I
is
think-
it, what is it, Orly,
9.90?
what is it from the largest to the smallest?
Right now,
9.90.
33,
it's 9
30.
Yeah, the highest is 6.31, and the lowest is 3.59. 980,
Which is under 10.
It's 9.9.
Which is under 10.
Which is
Yeah.
under 10 between the
Is
largest
that
and the
good for,
smallest.
That's right.
so the
It could be
difference,
9.99 too.
That's right. And that's under 10, whether it's 99999 in infinity.
It could be 10%,
That's
as long as
correct.
it's not more.
Orly, what is it?
Yes.
Is that good for charter?
I don't think so.
I
The difference between 30.
Orly, I think you are within 10%, given a pelito between the highest and the lowest population
If we
wise.
could add, I
As opposed to the
There's a
deviation.
difference of
We're there.
359, and you're supposed to stay under
keep telling that District
3,075. So.
You're 10.27,
Yeah,
But-
I'm with you on that, Memo, but
we're about 79 people off.
79 people.
Who needs to roll?
Dude, you have nothing to
We
give,
need
because if you would
to
just.
roll 5.
79
I've been
people,
giving
Mr.
a
Garcia.
lot.
No, I know you have,
Or-
I know
or
you have.
lower
No,
district one.
honestly, I don't even know if councilmen can even like what I've done, but.
That's okay.
Orly,
No, then you'll go over.
Orly,
You don't need pay here.
say it again so we can all hear
As
you.
long as your back
Oh,
doesn't
it
hurt.
is 2.
You're good.
We have to be within 10%.
I don't know, I don't actually.
Bang that gavel.
No more than 10%.
I've been requested to bang the
We
gavel.
already gave you
Sure.
City charter requires
Oh, one needs to
that
get.
the smallest district and the biggest district stay within 10%.
Okay,
Okay, so right now, the difference between the highest and the lowest is 3,000?
Yeah, let me just read
10.27%.
you the charter, just so you can get exactly the wording.
Okay.
It says that each district shall contain as nearly as possible the same number of people. However, the district shall not differ in population by more than 10% of the population in the smallest district created. So you take your smallest district, what's 10%, and then
Mine.
none of the districts can deviate by more than that 10%.
Are we there or not?
I'm no mathematician. I think we're about 79.
79 people?
well, let's,
35 people away, I'm sorry.
well then let's work on that so that when we bring it to council, there isn't going to be any kind of,
Do you have a problem if we look at?
Because we're almost.
yeah,
We're almost there.
we're almost
And
there.
and we're the smallest of 5, so if we
Or
could get
if we
from
give,
any area there,
shrink that
I
difference.
guess we touched 6, and that's why I lean towards you, because the numbers are different there.
Okay, a street, isn't that literally like a block?
Literally,
It's
I
literally
would
a
think,
block.
well, no, these are nice
Okay, a
houses.
few, a few blocks. Well, I mean, I think we are so close, I would recommend we focus in on a few blocks.
Yeah.
Get 6 then
Or
to
one
give
needs to
to.
shrink.
So,
If you
but
get rid
let
of
me
this,
ask you, does it make sense to get 359
You say it's not
split it
No, yeah, we.
into
we already
three,
gave
like, yeah, like,
No, it doesn't make
Two
sense.
took
doesn't
over.
make sense, cause that's what we're doing, we're getting 59,
That looks
we're
like-
giving the 5, we're getting the
already-
7, and we have it in 6.
That's a nightmare.
Ultimately,
That's a nightmare, so I don't know if there's another way to do it.
this is all I think
Can
we've
we zoom
realized.
out?
in the first
You were
few.
right, it is 84. You're right, 84. 84.
Was that, do we have a
I
solution?
think District 4 and 5 are like,
Ah, wow.
Yeah, we're close.
Even with a calculator. you
No,
can
we
do it.
didn't, look.
no, what,
right
in
now,
terms
we
of,
need
like, you have all these split precincts all over
We'd
4
like to
and
put 'em
5.
Orly,
Oh, like clean up one
can
of
we
them
look down at the
least,
bottom
right?
of 201 where that's the
Yeah, and
very
like
southern
right
tip
now,
of
what
it?
you have that one
I'm not
screen
remembering it
on the
exactly,
screen.
Commissioner.
Way down the
Wallace.
bottom.
Yes, way down there at the
Remember, we did a
bottom.
little adjustment
Have,
between
like,
1
a
and 2 right
I
now?
think,
Yes, that's what he wants to see.
you did that today?
Yeah.
Where are you gonna put them?
Must have been micro napping, I didn't hear that.
Well, there's that little.
So how many
appendix
people are we
down
talking
there.
about, literally?
The smallest district was,
5.
5, which was the 3,750 something.
What,
So
what
10%.
if that 361, would that be the one? Look at 361, look how it just jets up a bit. What if we straighten it, like from there you would have to go up a little bit?
I think they already did that.
Did you wanna go
Oh, the
further down?
361?
I think they did
Uh,
that
You
earlier.
wanna,
Keep on going down, just to,
he wants to see that little
humor me
sliver
just
that
for
we
a
moved?
minute.
Okay, all the way down. Right there.
No, all the way down.
This is the one we moved.
No, sir, I meant all the way down, like by Rio Bravo.
Yeah. Well, there's no population on the, there's no population out there.
He wants to annex Rio Bravo.
I want to incorporate Rio Bravo.
No, there's no
We
population
don't like to
out there.
travel in yours.
Okay. This is what was different on the map, this is
Oh,
not,
yeah,
this
yeah.
is not the same.
Better not population.
Gotcha. Okay,
Okay.
good?
didn't work.
Okay, what was the next one now? 361?
Yeah, it was 5,
861?
look at 361, it was a little piece there.
361.
I think we had done that earlier.
Dude, I don't remember, did we?
Yeah.
It's that little
It's
sliver.
with 4 and 5,
Yeah.
you'll see,
Further down?
It's very,
Where is it?
yeah,
Yeah, but I think they did move it already. I
that's
remember.
3,400 people on 361.
Oh, really?
See that 4 also has a split precinct with 3.
They had
Yeah.
some, but they did, they took it away. It's further
A little
over.
higher?
351 or
A little higher?
361.
I got it. 360.
000361. What if
There
that
it is.
street, the hillside, went straight? Does that?
Oh, like that.
There's
okay.
too many
Is that-
split
not
precincts
now.
here.
He's saying that it's Mayberry, yeah, Mayberry.
Put that into District 6. I mean,
Yeah.
This is what precinct or district?
How about if we clean up
Should we
C309?
take away from 5?
There's that light green at the very bottom, if we
I mean,
can
I'm sorry,
clean
give
that
to
on
five.
Hillside.
Yeah.
And north of Hillside is 5.
Yes,
Maybe they'll fix us
And
right there, that
maybe
little,
next one over?
yes.
Okay.
Hey, South
Wait,
Dakota.
I don't-
yeah.
That's where I grew up.
Which piece, Orly?
We're talking about right in there.
Oh, okay.
That's our old neighborhood, South Dakota.
Basically, would say,
You're
north-
right behind me.
yes, try that one.
Yeah, that one right there too.
That was-
That one would clean
Uh,
up
north
the
of
hillside.
So the hillside's the
would go
border,
into
which
five.
makes sense.
Was that by Tomas y Aguirre over there? This hillside, Rolly Casares?
So basically everything north of the hill sent to 5, right?
Okay.
We're gonna change.
Yeah.
That's where Weddle was at and all that. Remember Weddle?
Numbers.
Jerry.
That's a clean move.
It's a real nice movie.
That's a clean one, yeah.
They gave us the numbers.
Clean up the other ones also.
Ahora,
Checkmate.
ahora.
Drum roll, please.
Now look at that.
3391.
yeah, that's a
There's no green
constitutional.
Yeah.
You do
The notice,
31.
they've already made the change. You're good there, or you're.
What does that do to us?
That one, put it that other part,
Divided
it's
by
above Hillside.
It's less than 8%.
Yeah, if that little other one right there on hillside here.
9.1%, Orly.
Hold on, let's see
We're
what that
there.
does. Hold on.
Help her with the math.
Pick up everything north of Hillside?
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I think like if you can at least clean it up with Hillside.
9.1?
That's not.
9.1.
They had it. They had it.
Counselor?
I think that works.
To at-large districts.
It does work.
That's it.
10% is you got 3,108,
108.
and then the difference is 2,829
Yeah, there was a,
Guys, we're good.
between 5 and 1.
And if you divide
Not
That's-
good though.
No, you're not, are you?
I
You change
still
it again?
want
all we did
You have one with
north of
one?
Hillside.
It won't
Because
make a difference, the 10%,
if
still
you
under
could
the 10%
somehow-
required by.
Oh, with give District
good?
1, yeah.
That would work.
2.86, no,
Yeah.
2.84.
Even with the charter numbers are good.
Awesome.
Mr. Chair,
Good job.
I think we're good. If anything, can staff give just an update of what we did? That way everybody's in agreement and everybody's on the same page and we're good.
Yes, I agree with that, but I would also like, the planning department's recommendation to see if it's possible to bring precinct 465 back into District 8.
That's
As you
what we're
guys
doing.
know, the inner city takes a different approach, so if we can keep that together.
So that District 8 is 1,000,
At this point, it's up to City Hall.
696.
We turned in something.
So if we give it back to 8, that'll increase you by 1,600. 7
Yeah.
would drop 1,600.
Yeah, it would drop too much.
It would drop
So I wanna know your recommendation, like, since we're already splitting precincts in other areas for District 7,
Which is what she wants to split.
You're asking if I would split that?
if there's a way that we can make it work so that precinct 465 stays in District 8. Right now it's in District 7.
Where was it?
So
Numbers are too close between both.
I don't have 1,600 anywhere, because I was gonna say, your eastern boundary, there's of 8, the eastern portion.
We go back to 12%, either way.
Can District 7 try to get Belmont back, 308?
We barely got our numbers there. They'll hit us.
You want me to move the map up?
Yes,
That's the only thing.
I'm sorry, down.
Because the issue is that District 4 grew to the north. And so, see, like precinct 310 used to be District 5,
1,000, yeah.
not District 4.
You recognize me in that section.
So I would,
Like currently today, 310 is District 5. So we started, District 4 grew and took over that area.
I'm looking at 413, giving 413 up in District 8.
The numbers are so
But-
close, I'm just,
But it's,
I'm just afraid that if everything
Chairman?
has a domino effect and we
Yeah,
might tweak one.
413 has over 4,000 people, so that's too big of a population.
Mr.
That
Chairman,
would
Yes.
really move stuff
Yes,
around.
Mr. Beckelheimer.
if I'm recognized, may I make a motion that we accept what we've already accomplished?
Sure.
I'll second it.
Seconded.
Second, motion made, seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? One opposed, motion carries. It's been a pleasure.
what do you want to call this plan?
Plan D, Plan C.
Plan D,
Plan D.
recommend,
ultimate.
yes,
Final approval.
Plan D.
Recommended.
yes, we, this will be the final Plan D approved by the redistricting committee to recommend, the city council to accept such plan.
Was there a motion by
There was a motion, there was a second, it carried, there was one opposed.
John Beckelheimer, and then the second was by?
Mr. Gonzalez, I think?
Yeah.
Because just the numbers don't work.
Multiple meetings or is it right now?
I hope not, with all due respect.
New Year's Eve, anyone?
Well, yes, I think that we're done. Thank you for your time. Motion to adjourn. Been a pleasure. Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year.